Welcome to Country Cookin'. I'm your hostess, Cindy Schumacher. On today's show, we'll be making primavera pie, Cottageville bread, ripe olive and artichoke salad, and with pepper cream dressing, and tiramisu toffee cake. So we're going to start with the bread. I have a bread machine and I love it because I don't like kneading dough. But anyway, so I'm going to use the bread machine, but if you want the recipe, I've given you instructions on how to make it without a bread machine. So with a bread machine, we always add our water first. It's 3/4 cup of water, and I have 3 cups of bread flour that I've measured out. We need 1.5 tablespoons of dry milk. Two tablespoons of sugar. A 1.5 tablespoons of butter that's softened, and a tablespoon each of dill weed, dill seed, minced onion, three-fourths cup of small curd cottage cheese, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and 3 teaspoons of active dry yeast. So I've got it all in my bucket. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the bread machine. We'll take a break right now. We'll be right back. Okay, we're going to start on the tiramisu toffee cake. This is another one of those recipes that is out of the Pillsbury Bake Off cookbook. So they like you to use their products. So I have a white cake mix with the pudding in the mix. And to that, we're going to add 1 cup of strong coffee, and 4 egg whites. And we're going to beat that on low speed for just enough to combine, and then we're going to beat it for 2 minutes. So I'm going to get started on that so we can get it in the oven. Now, this cake, if you like tiramisu, you're going to enjoy this cake. It's kind of an easy way to make it instead of using the lady fingers and everything. It uses a lot of the same ingredients, the coffee and everything. But to the batter, then we're going to add toffee bits. You can buy the Heath candy bars and crush them yourself, or you can buy the pack. And you can find this at all grocery stores, and this really makes it easy. You don't have to crush it. The only problem with this is you have to make sure that you don't start eating it because it's so easy to grab little nibbles of it. Anyway, so you put most of it in here. I always save a little bit to garnish the top of the cake. And what I've done is I'm going to be putting it in 2 9-inch pans. I have put parchment paper inside because it just makes it easier when you're going to be making a layer cake. I've never made this in a sheet, but it works really well in a layer cake. So I've got these ready to go. As soon as we get this mixed for another minute or so, we'll toss in our toffee and pour it in and get it baking. And it takes anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. There, I suppose it depends on your cake mix or your oven, but you'll really enjoy this cake. And another thing that makes this cake so special is the frosting. It actually has Hershey syrup in it. Now remember, all these recipes can be found on the Valley website. If you don't have internet, give the girls a call and they'd be happy to get you a copy of the recipe. Okay, I think that's enough. We're going to toss in the toffee. pans, get it going. This also takes on kind of the color of tiramisu because of the coffee in it, and then the toffee will also give it a little bit of that tiramisu color. I've got my oven preheated at 350. Okay, so while that's baking, we'll start working on the primavera pie. Now, primavera means spring vegetables. And what we're doing is we are going to be making a crust out of angel hair pasta. And if you haven't used angel hair pasta before, it's finer than spaghetti. It cooks up very quickly and it's easy to mold, so we're going to mold it in just like a pie crust. So I've got my water started, and then the vegetables I'm using are, I've got a thinly sliced white onion, a sweet red bell pepper, and I've got some fresh mushrooms. You can vary your recipe if you like. You can add something else, but you want to make sure that the vegetables are compatible as far as when they'll get done. Like the broccoli takes a little longer, so it's 2 cups of broccoli flowerets. I've already cooked that and drained it, cooled it. So we're going to get that pasta going. We'll take a quick break so you don't have to stand here and wait to watch water boil. I'll be right back.
Blazing fast broadband internet from Valley is now available and better than ever. Let us help you decide which speed is best for you. The 50 meg speed would be sufficient for 1 to 4 devices, mainly emailing and surfing the web. Our 100 meg speed works great for 5 to 8 devices and multiple users streaming and downloading video. If you have 8 devices or more that are simultaneously streaming or gaming, or if you have a medium-sized business, the 250 meg speed would work best for you. For extreme heavy home or work from home use, or if you have a medium to large business using 15 or more devices, you may want to consider our 500 meg download speed to fit your needs. And if you're a home or business that needs it all, we have our 1000 meg 1 gig broadband internet speed. Call our office today at 437-2615 and talk with one of our staff members to pick the speed that's best for you.
Okay, the water's boiling. We're going to put the angel hair pasta in there. It softens right away because it's so fine. Put it down in the water, and we're going to give it a little salt. Okay, this is the bread dough. I've taken it out of the machine. So I like to make dough. I like to make my bread in a French bread pan. So I have one sprayed here and ready to go. So I just roll it out, try to get a little of the air bubbles out. The nice thing about a French bread loaf is that it slices in smaller pieces. When you slice a whole slice of bread, then it sometimes is more than people want. When you have it in a French bread loaf, they can take 1 or 2 or however many they want. So this bread is chocked full of flavor with all the dill, the onion, everything. So I'm going to roll just a little bit more here. This is my French bread pan. I've sprayed it with Pam, and what I do then is I pop it in there and then you roll it around so that you have some of the spray on top. And then we're going to cover it with a little bit of cling wrap. And then I also take a dry towel and cover it with that. So we'll set that aside and let it raise. And we're going to start working on our vegetables. I have 2 tablespoons of butter in the pan here. We'll let that melt a little bit and then we'll start getting the vegetables going. We have a 9-inch deep dish pie pan, and that should give you enough room. Unless you have a ton of vegetables, that should be enough room, and they kind of settle down as they soften. So now remember, all these recipes can be found on the Valley website. If you don't have internet, give the girls a call and they'd be happy to get you a copy. So let's go in here. I modified this recipe a little bit from the cookbook that I found it in because I like my things flavorful. They didn't ask for any seasoning in it, and I've added a little salt and pepper just to get it going a little better. Okay, I have a medium onion that I've sliced into rings. This is a red bell pepper. And they said to julienne it, so it's about this long. And then I have some fresh mushrooms. We'll let those cook for a few minutes. It makes a very colorful dish. Then when you add the green broccoli, you've got the red and the green, and the mushrooms will turn a little bit brown. So it's a beautiful dish, and it's amazing how easy it is to slice and serve. You just slice it into pie wedges. I'm going to check one of these. It doesn't take long for angel hair pasta, as you can see how fine it is. It's just another couple minutes or so. We'll take a quick break while we're waiting for everything to get done, and we'll be right back.
Get 3 months free access on all lines, plus a new 4G smartphone for only $4.99 a month. 2 great offers with Valley Cellular. Call Valley today at 437-2615 to take advantage of this great deal.
Okay, I've taken the pasta, drained it, and I've tossed it with 2 tablespoons of butter. And to this we're going to add 2 whole eggs, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, half teaspoon of salt, and now we're going to toss in a 1/3 cup of Parmesan cheese. Now we're going to put it in our deep dish pie pan that I've sprayed. And we're going to press it into the pan and up the sides to form like a pie crust. So it looks like that. Now, we're going to add, I've got fresh basil out of my herb garden that I have minced. We'll add that to that. We're going to stir in the broccoli and the chicken. You can use turkey if it's like Thanksgiving time or something and you have some leftover. This is a good dish to make with that. I'm going to add some salt and pepper to this too. And I'm going to press in some garlic. This is 2 cloves, or 3 I think, actually. Let that heat through a little bit. And we're going to work on our pepper cream dressing so that we can get that chilling. We have 2 cups of mayo. I use Hellmann's. And 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Tablespoon of cider vinegar. Teaspoon of lemon juice. If you have fresh, use that. If you don't, use bottled. Teaspoon of garlic salt. Got a dash of Worcestershire and a dash of Tabasco. This dressing is delicious, but it's better when it has a little bit of a chance to chill. And then we have 1 to 2 tablespoons of fresh ground pepper. This, because it is called a pepper cream dressing, you want to use fresh ground if at all possible. If not, okay, then we need a teaspoon of minced onion. 3/4 cup of milk. Okay. We're going to put that in the refrigerator and let it chill. And like I said before, this gets better as all the flavors blend together, and so the longer you have for it to chill, the better off you are. Okay. I'm going to clear my area here. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Now remember, all these recipes can be found on the Valley website, and if you don't have internet, give the girls a call and they'd be happy to help you out. Be right back.
Valley Telecommunications is pleased to announce that our Technology Solutions Center is fully stocked and open for business. We have a large selection to meet your wants and needs. Some of the items we currently carry are a variety of corded and cordless phones, different brands of tablets such as Kindle Fires and Apple iPads and all the accessories for them, Telekin computers, Epson and HP printers and ink cartridges, Apple iPods and accessories, office supplies, wireless keyboards and mice, cellular phones and accessories, different types of media storage, cameras, headphones, power strips and surge protectors, and much, much more. You can also get your very own Valley swag. Our prices are reasonable and comparable to any other retail store. If there is something that you want or need that we do not currently carry, please let us know so that we can check into it for you. We accept all major credit cards, cash or check. Please feel free to stop by our office and check out our new and improved store for all of your technology and day-to-day business needs.
Okay, we're going to get this going. We're going to add a third cup of Parmesan cheese to this. Blend it well. And then I have a third cup of cream and a whole egg. Now you can either add your salt and pepper at this time to this or to the pasta. I've already put it in. So we're going to just whisk this in. And pour it in here. Then we're going to pour it into our pie tin. Try to evenly distribute it all the way to the edges. So it looks like this. And we're going to put it in the oven. It's there again, it will depend on how hot your oven is. It'll be anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, 25 minutes or so. So we're going to put it in the oven. Oh, we've got to cover it with foil. I just about forgot. And you want to grease it so that it doesn't stick. So I'm going to get my pan, give it a spray. And we'll get it going. Oh, well, that's cooking. Let's check our bread. See how it's doing. I think that looks good. We're going to put that in and let it bake right along with that, so they'll be done about the same time. Okay, we'll take a quick break and we'll make the frosting and the salad when we come back. I'm just going to clean up. We'll be right back. Thanks.
Valley's Mobile Command Center is coming to a town near you. Stop in at Valley's Mobile Command Center to learn more about our services, see and test some of our products, ask questions, or just to visit with us. Make sure to check your newsletter for specific dates and times when we will be rolling into your town.
Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
Okay, we're going to get our frosting going. We have 4 ounces of cream cheese that I've softened to room temperature, and we're going to add 2/3 cup of sugar to that and fluff that up. Okay, to this I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of Hershey's syrup. You can use any brand that you have. We have Hershey's. To this I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm using pure vanilla extract. and 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. You want to get it nice and thick so that it is a spreading consistency. And then as it chills and sits in the refrigerator, it'll set up a little more too. You have to just be a little patient, it takes a little time. When it starts to ribbon, then you know that it's ready. Put that in the refrigerator and let it set up a little more. Now we'll toss together our salad. I have a head of romaine that I have washed real well and torn into bite-sized pieces. So this is a very simple salad to make, but the flavors kind of give you a little bit of that Italian salad type of a flair. So I have marinated artichoke hearts. This is 6 ounces. Jars normally are around 12 ounces, so it takes about a half of a jar. And I chop it, kind of coarsely chop. And about a half of a can of black olives that you slice in half. Cherry or grape tomatoes. You can kind of eye those. See how many you need. Okay. And then just before serving, you'll want to sprinkle it with Parmesan cheese and croutons. I bought my croutons. If you have time to make them, that's great. But I just buy seasoned croutons. You can buy Caesar croutons or whatever. But we're going to sprinkle it with about a 1/3 cup of Parmesan cheese. That might be a little bit heavy, but once it's tossed, you don't see it quite as much. Croutons. So it makes a nice looking salad. There's a lot of color to it and everything. Set that aside. I'm going to clean up and then we'll start assembling the cake. Be right back.
Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
Okay, we're going to start assembling the cake. I've put it on a plate and then I've got a cup of strong coffee, and you want to base the top of the cake and let that coffee soak in a little bit. Now we'll put a layer of frosting on here. got my next layer here. Okay, I'm going to baste this one again, just like the other one. Now, normally you would want to give this some time in your refrigerator to chill before you would cut it, so it sets up a little better. If you really want to be fancy and take the time to do it, you can cut your layers again in two and then have 4 layers of cake and frosting. Gets a little bit thin for me, so I don't normally do that, but then we take the rest of our Heath bits and sprinkle it across the top. Like that. Okay, we'll take a quick break and clean up, and I'll bet those are about ready to pull out and then we'll eat.
Valley is now offering updated digital TV packages and prices. High definition and caller ID is now free with all TV packages. Call Valley today at 437-2615 to find out more.
Okay, we're going to get the bread out. And we'll bring out the pie. Now this you want to let set for 5 minutes. So we'll put it right here. Okay, we're getting ready to serve now, so I'm going to slice the bread first. And I always slice it kind of at an angle. Nicer presentation, and we'll slice the pie. Now we're going to cut the cake. The cake is still a little bit hot. I would, like I mentioned earlier, you want to make sure you give it some time to set up, but we'll cut it so you can see what it looks like. Go. We've got our Primavera pie, our Cottageville bread, our ripe olive and artichoke salad with our pepper cream dressing, and our Tiramisu toffee cake. Thanks for joining us on this edition of Country Cooking, and we'll see you next time.